It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and today we're in the maple woods and we're getting ready for this year's maple syrup season. Last weekend I thought I'm going to start tapping trees. I went out and I just couldn't get my gas powered drill up and running, so I said next weekend we're going to start tapping trees. And then this weekend we got tons and tons of snow. I don't know, there's a lot of snow that fell last night, and before I can even start tapping trees, I need to blow back at least to the sugar shack. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna start blowing back to the sugar shack, getting it ready so we can start tapping tomorrow. So let's go. I got a few comments that people had Massey tractors and they had V-type snowblowers, and it didn't seem to have as much power as mine. Well, there's a little story with this tractor. When I first got this tractor, it was really tough. It needed a good service, a good cleanup. I changed the points, set the timing, adjusted the governor. I set everything good. I got a new exhaust put on it because I was feeling like it didn't have enough back pressure to run properly. So that was on, and the tractor runs totally different. So when I blow snow, it is much better than it was before. But on top of it, these tractors, you don't drive them, you operate them. And when you're operating a V-type snowblower on a two-wheel drive tractor back in the bush, you need to operate the tractor. I'm going to show you how I operate it, give you a rough idea, and then you can kind of see it. It's just, you just don't go back in the bush, put it in high gear, drop the blower and go. It'll just frustrate the heck out of you for sure. So this is how I operate my Massey with my V-type snowblower. You really do need to operate it. So the first thing you need to do is pick a gear. Pick a gear that you are capable of blowing snow in without filling the blower up too much and bogging it down. You want to find a gear that can keep a nice steady feed of snow into it. So for me, most of that is about low number 2 on a Massey 50, and that'll all be different with other tractors. You got to make sure that you got the throttle at full. And when you're driving, you are going to have to use the brakes. So when that tire starts to spin, I push the right brake, and then it sends the power to the left tire. Because I don't have diff lock on this tractor, so I need to steer with the brakes. So when the right tire spins, I hit the right brake. When the left tire spins, I hit the left brake. So you're constantly doing that. And then on top of it, I am raising and lowering the hitch constantly. When I see that it starts piling up in front of the blower and I can't actually put it through, it's just piling up. If you leave it go too long, you'll get caught in the tires and you get stuck. So I'm constantly lifting it just enough that it'll blow it and then set it back down. So it's constantly like this. So there you go, we got the path back to the sugar shack blown. There's a spot around the sugar shack that's a little bit heavy, but I'm kind of worried that there might be a chunk of wood or anything under there, so I don't want to go too much. But You definitely can go through a lot with these tractors if you actually operate them. It is a pretty good old tractor for sure. Definitely a big improvement from what I used to use, which was a walk-behind snowblower. That took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get back to the house. But you know what? This tractor saved me a lot of time and a lot of money for sure. Man, snow is super inconvenient because my plan was to get out here and tap a bunch of trees, but really by the time I cleaned my laneway, which is pretty large, I cleaned around back into the bush, around the sugar shack and back. I mean, I've eaten up a ton of this day. I think I'm going to go back and organize a little bit, get ready for tomorrow so we can actually tap some more trees and just get some of that done. But the day is getting away from me again. It's crazy. Snow is absolutely super inconvenient for sure. So that's about enough for today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get tapping some trees and get that moving, because before you know it, we'll start boiling and I want to get ready and I don't want to miss any of it. So that's about enough for today. You guys have a good one.